Hello, what's up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome to a new FIFA 18 FUTWIZ player review. Today we're going to be looking at the 90 rated prime icon Luis Hernandez. The Mexican icon has now got his full and best version. I've got the loan today and we're going to test him out for a whole bunch of games to see just how good he is. 92 pace, 89 dribbling and 88 shooting on this icon. He's 5'9", high medium work rates, right footed with of course the 4-star skill moves, but only a 3-star weak foot. So there's a couple of different options of teams that you could use this guy in. The first one's a nice looking 4-3-1-2 side featuring players from the Bundesliga, the Serie A, the Premier League 2, and of course he is up front with fellow Mexican Chicharito. But then I also used Hernandez in my mega squad. You know, like it's the sort of team that he deserves to be in, alongside the other loan, the latest prime icon Petit, and then we've also got the likes of Hullet, Ronaldinho and Vieira in the team as well. So Prime Hernandez is in-game stats-wise looking pretty good, especially in those three areas where he does possess great stats. You know, pace, dribbling, shooting. He does look a bit of a beast. You know, he could definitely work on Ultimate Team. Today I actually just left him on the basic chemistry style. If you want to put a specific one on, I might recommend Hawk, just because 97 pace, 95 shooting, 75 physical. You can boost, well, his jumping and his strength and aggression to half decent levels on the game, which could be the difference between him being someone that you don't get on with to someone that you really enjoy. So moving on into the clips, I scored a whole bunch of goals with the Mexican icon today, so you're going to see lots and lots of clips. There are a couple of negatives, and I have to say, I feel like they're quite major negatives today. A lot of the time, I really enjoy these icons and stuff, and I tell you not to focus too much on the negatives, but there are a couple of pretty big ones here today. Like strength-wise, I noticed a lot of the time, if I was receiving the ball to my feet with Hernandez, like back to goal, he's going to get out-muscled, and that's just a fact. He's not a very strong player, and, you know, he's not the tallest either, being 5'9", so he's just going to lose physical battles all the time, and it really did happen quite often. It was a little bit of a problem. And then also weak foot. You know, I was playing Hernandez on the right-hand side at striker, so I could hit the low-driven shots across goal with the strong foot. I think that's what you really need to play him, because I did notice the few times that I struck the ball with his left foot, the 3-star weak foot really kicked in, and it just wasn't super successful, I have to say. Yeah, and people are going to start to know that as well, that he's only got 3-star weak foot. That kind of makes him a little bit easier to read. You know that he's going to take the shot on his stronger foot because the weak one is, well, so weak. So yeah, two pretty major negatives, which I would say are going to stop me from completing the full SBC for this player. There are a lot of positives though, because in a few games we actually did score a whole bunch of goals, and he was quite an influential striker. You just kind of got to get him into the right place. So pace-wise, there's nothing bad to say. He's a really quick player. Both acceleration and sprint speed, this guy is rapid, and he'll move away from the defenders, which is obviously what you need him to do, considering he's not going to be able to battle them physically. His agility is basically off the charts. Now, using basic chemistry style, it did boost this agility a little bit, or somewhat, and it was in the high 90s, and I've got to say, like, center of gravity of this little 5'9" guy, he can switch and change direction, like, really easily, and alongside being very pacey, and a great dribbling stat, and 4-star skill moves at his disposal, he is able to evade those defenders, which are a lot stronger than he is. So he's kind of got a way to counter the fact that he isn't very strong. But just beware, receiving the ball to his feet, behind, you know, back to goal, he has to turn and then get going. He can do it, but there are certain defenders that are just going to be very aggressive and knock him off the ball. His movement's great, like right place, right time. He actually makes really nice runs, perfectly weighted, and once he gets going, if you're doing like a flowing move and the passes are going nicely and you spot Hernandez start to run, just play that wide ball, play that through ball to him, and he is just going to get on the end of it with that crazy pace of his. Now, one thing I bet you weren't expecting me to say in a review for 5'9" prime Luis Hernandez is that he's actually really quite good in the air. His jumping, we boosted somewhat, and of course, you know, I offered out the Hawk chemistry style to you today. That gets him up to it, like, perfect jumping in game. And then his heading accuracy and heading ability is actually really good. So although he lacks the height, he can jump and rise above some players and win those goal kick headers, win those corner headers. Got it in his locker. And then finally, just his overall shooting stats, his composure in front of goal, his finishing, his long shot ability, the shot power that he gets behind them, really, really impressed me. He is a definite goal scorer. If you haven't already, I really recommend trying out the loan. That's going to give you a great idea of whether or not you want to complete the full SBC for Prime Icon Luis Hernandez. I personally won't be, but I still think he was an enjoyable player, and I'm glad I got the loan. So there you go, guys. That is the review for Prime Icon Luis Hernandez, El Matador. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.